for high school basketball on your local sports leader, KJ Country 102.3. Let's go courtside for pregame information.
Welcome, everybody, to Effingham High School, home of the Hearts, and tonight, home of girls basketball action. Yes, a little Tuesday night girls action for you here, as it's the city schools, Effingham and St. Anthony, set to do battle tonight. I'm Matt Robinson, Dustin White alongside, as we get it set to bring you this fun little city rivalry.
Yeah, always fun whenever the city schools get together. It doesn't really matter what sport we're playing, if it's boys or girls. It's always fun. The fans always get into it, and I'm looking forward to it.
A little later in the year is the Effingham Girls Tournament, but St. Anthony no longer able to participate in that, so we usually had our matchup sometime during that week, but now with St. Anthony participating in the NTC Girls Tournament, which is shifted to the week, not the last week of January, but the week before that, it was a conflict with the Effingham Girls Tournament, so obviously as an NTC team, St. Anthony is in that girls tournament, so they went ahead and found a date that worked for everybody, and it really worked well because both boys teams are off tonight as well.
Yeah, it gives people a little something to come out and watch tonight, even with that kind of void in the boys basketball schedule. And I'm glad that they were able to get this on the schedule somewhere, because that was always one you looked forward to whenever St. Anthony and Effingham played in that round robin tournament.
Certainly is a good game year in, year out. A lot of competitiveness between the ladies, and we expect to see it on the court once again this evening. We'll take a break and come back with some more pregame information here from Effingham High School. It's St. Anthony and Effingham girls basketball action on KJ Country 102.3.
Choose from over 10 acres of new Chevrolets and Toyotas during our model year closeout, going on now. On special sale is the #1 selling car in America, Toyota Camry. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or danheck.com online.
So we're getting set for action. The officials tonight are Brian Gill, John Chance, and Eric Probst as we get set for girls basketball action on this Tuesday night. Again, Wayne videotaping this, so you'll be able to check it on the website in a day or two tomorrow. Wayne's confirming tomorrow. So that sounds good. They're on kjcountry.com. The officials have them around the center circle. We're getting set. Looks like it's going to be Brittany Beals jumping it up against Megan Nuxall. The toss is in the air and controlled by St. Anthony, and we're underway. Matt Robinson and Dustin White bringing you the action tonight as Gardewine gets it across the timeline and looks over Effingham's man-to-man. They fire it on the wing. That's Emily McDevitt. She circles it out top to Nuxall. Now on the right side, Gardewine. Little pick and roll with Niebrugge. She catches a pass in the lane but can't do much with it. Kicks it back out top. They work it to Gardewine. Drives for a shot off the glass. It's good, and she's fouled. And St. Anthony has first blood in this city matchup.
Really, when I saw Gardewine get fouled on that play, I didn't think she had much chance of knocking that one down, but she banked it in off the glass, off to the side a little bit, and gets the Bulldogs off to a nice start.
So a 2-0 lead early for St. Anthony. They'll see if they can add to it. Yep, free throws, nothing but net for Morgan. Gardewine makes it a 3-0 advantage.
And Allie Armstrong was the person who picked up the foul for the Lady Hearts there.
Effingham works it up court against St. Anthony's man-to-man. Jansen Michael, a little pick and roll with Myers. Michael went down to the baseline, cut off by Gardewine. Now they go inside to Myers. Leans in for a shot. It's no good. Rebound's tapped out of bounds. St. Anthony touched it last. It'll stay with the Hearts.
And so Myers knew exactly what she wanted to do there. Gets the basketball on the block and backs her player down. Just couldn't quite convert on the bucket.
Jansen Michael looking, finally finds Beals. They send it out top. They work it to Armstrong. She's at the top of the key. Nuxall picks her up, needing a little help. They bounce a pass over to a teammate, and setting it up for Effingham is Miranda Steffen. She takes it over to the left wing, spins, gets into the paint, now needs some help, drops a backdoor cut to Michael. Jansen shot off the glass, no good. Rebound taken out of there by the Bulldogs, and they're pushing it. Gardewine sees Effingham get back defensively, so she slows down and sets it up. Gets a screen out top from Niebrugge. Pick and roll. They try to go underneath the Niebrugge. Finally, she tracks down the pass. She gets it out in the corner eventually to McDevitt. McDevitt circles it out to Gardewine, and Gardewine will reset. She moves to the center circle, gets some instructions from the coach. Now they swing it to Nuxall, matched up with Beals on the left wing. There's a pick from Niebrugge. Nuxall, though, had a little trouble with the handle. Fires it over to Gardewine for a three from the right side. No good. Jansen Michael with the rebound on the run. Pushes it ahead to Steffen. Layup, good. So Miranda Steffen has Effingham's first two, and it's a 3-2 advantage for St. Anthony with 6:12 to play in the first quarter. St. Anthony directing some traffic out top. McDevitt looks for Nuxall now. She's way out at the volleyball line, moves to the left wing, hands it off to Niebrugge. Niebrugge takes it to the top of the key where she finds Richards. Richards moves along the left side, gets into the paint, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound goes out long to the corner, and Hunter Niebrugge tracks it down. Tried to get it to a teammate, and her pass is picked off. Effingham comes out of there with it, and they push it up the court. The Hearts' Allie Armstrong leaves it back with Jansen Michael, and Michael will reset for Effingham. They go to Armstrong on the left wing. She goes down to the baseline, picks up her dribble, gets it out top to Beals. Beals looks inside, posting up as Myers. She's double-teamed, gets it out to Steffen. Long two, no good. Rebound Hunter Niebrugge for St. Anthony. She clears it out of trouble, then fires it back to Morgan Gardewine. And with 5:15 to play in the first quarter, St. Anthony looks to build on their 3-2 lead. Nuxall trapped along the sideline. Pass batted down. Second turnover for St. Anthony. Good defense there by the Hearts. Steffen brings it up court, leaves it with Jansen Michael. She's at the top of the key, and they swing it over to Armstrong. Armstrong works to the top of the key herself now. Bounce pass, little slow, picked off. Nice play by Richards. She's driving for the layup, and Emma Richards sticks it up and in, and it's a 5-2 advantage for St. Anthony.
Yeah, good anticipation by Richards there, stepping in the passing lane, and once she picked that one off, there was no one between her and the bucket, and she makes it 5-2.
So Steffen will bring it up court for the Hearts this time. She bounces it to Armstrong on the left side. Matched up with Nuxall, puts it on the floor, one dribble, now picks up her dribble and needs help. She goes inside to Shelby Myers, turns, shot in the lane, off the rim, no good. Rebound again, Emma Richards. St. Anthony clears the board to McDevitt, and they're bringing it up court. McDevitt looks for Nuxall on the wing. Now they go out top to Richards. Wanted to go inside to Niebrugge. Pass was too tall and sails out of bounds.
Yeah, just a little too high on that one. St. Anthony's third turnover of the game, 3 in their last 4 possessions, too.
So Effingham will bring the ball up court halfway through this first quarter. 5-2, St. Anthony leading by 3. Effingham with the ball, though. Jansen Michael works to the right side. Now has picked up her dribble. Gardewine all over her. Michael needs some help. Ball bounced off of Gardewine. Then Michael picks it up. Pass again knocked loose, but now Steffen is able to track it down. She drives in for the layup, and Miranda Steffen has all 4 of Effingham's points.
Yeah, Steffen kind of just came up with the basketball out of some loose ball chaos there and found herself with an easy lefty layup there.
Morgan Gardewine brings the ball up court. Looked like she got hit in the nose in all that scramble, but she's able to continue here. She has it at the top of the key. Ooh, she shuffled the pivot feet as she tried to make a move into the lane.
Yeah, that's another Bulldog turnover, so that's been a bit of a bugaboo for them early on here. Now 4 turnovers for St. Anthony, and yeah, that one there, Gardewine just shuffled those feet a little bit before she decided exactly what she was going to do.
3:22 on the first quarter clock as Effingham's looking to take their first lead of the ball game, and now we've got a foul whistled away from the ball, and it's against Effingham.
That's Jansen Michael's going to pick that one up, trying to fight through a screen there and got it maybe a little bit too aggressive. So she picks up her first foul, 2 team fouls for the Hearts, and Effingham's second turnover.
Her and Morgan Gardewine, a fun little matchup. Those two will get after it.
They're both the kind of kids, they're hard-nosed kids, and they'll get after each other for sure.
Gardewine with it out top. She's matched up with Armstrong as Effingham picks up in the man-to-man. They go in the corner to Richards, back out top to Gardewine. Around one, drives in the lane, shot no good, but she'll go to the line as she was fouled again.
And that one rolled around on the rim. I thought she was going to convert another one of those little 6-footers off the glass with what ended up being a foul against her, but couldn't quite convert. Brittany Beals is the one guilty of the foul there. That's her first.
Free throw up, no good this time for Gardewine. Morgan still with 3. Effingham still trails St. Anthony as St. Anthony's led the whole game. They're up 5-4. Now Beals rotated over to try to help on Gardewine, and she picked up the foul. This free throw rattles out, no good. Rebound batted out of bounds. Last touch by Hunter Niebrugge. It'll go to the Hearts. Effingham will again try to take a lead. They've had a few opportunities here, trailing by 1. Never been able to get over the hump. Steffen works it to Jansen Michael, left side. She goes underneath the basket, leaves it with Maddie Field, who's into the ball game. She muscles in for a shot. It's good, and she's fouled.
Nice aggressive play by Maddie Field there. Found herself in a position to drive the lane a little bit, and that's what she did. Drew the contact and strong enough to finish. And she's got a chance for a three-point play. She's already put Effingham in the lead for the first time.
6-foot senior replaced Shelby Myers. Free throw is up, a little too strong. Rebound to Emma Richards. She clears it to Gardewine, who handles the point for St. Anthony, who fires it ahead to McDevitt. McDevitt bounces it out top to Richards. Richards holds, now goes to McDevitt. She's on the right side of the lane, now over to Gardewine. Rifles it inside to Nuxall. Her pass batted away by Field, but Richards is able to track it down in the corner. Out top to Nieberge. She drives the lane and has her pocket pick. 5th St. Anthony turnover. Here comes Jansen Michael into the paint, surrounded by Bulldogs. Gets it to Beals, skip pass to Steffen that barely made it through. But Steffen will pull it back out and set the offense. Miranda has her pocket pick. Gardewine goes to the floor. Steffen pounces on top of it. Jump ball between Gardewine and Steffen. Possession arrow will favor the Hearts, but a good defensive play by Gardewine.
Yeah, Effingham gets to keep it, but Gardewine will change that possession arrow the next time around. A good aggressive play by her. Saw an opportunity to get a hand in there and knocked it away.
Sydney Webster, a 5'7" sophomore, is going to give Jansen Michael a bit of a breather here with 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Allie Armstrong runs the point this time for the Hearts. She takes it over to the right side, has picked up her dribble, got it safely to Beals at the top of the key. She drives into the lane. Runner off the glass is good. Brittany Beals' first two makes it 8-5, a 3-point advantage for the Hearts.
Yeah, Brittany looked like she had her mind made up that she's going to try to take a shot there, and it worked out well off the glass.
Nuxall drives the left side. As she makes her move, she's bumped, and another whistle.
And I think that's going to be Brittany Beals there, too, though, and that's indeed the case. Her second foul, and she may have to take a little rest.
Shelby Nunemaker, the 6'1 junior, comes in for the 6-footer Beals. Here comes Abby Brown making her first appearance of the night for Bart Weedman's St. Anthony Bulldogs as Morgan Gardewine gets a breather. Nuxall triggers the inbounds from the baseline, out top to McDevitt. McDevitt has her pocket pick. Steffen got the ball knocked away. They're still trying to track it down all the way under the Hearts basket, and she saves it in, but she saves it into Nuxall. Nuxall brings it up the other way, moves to the right side of the paint. Shot from 5, no good. Rebound taken down by Effingham and Miranda Steffen. Steffen will just walk it up court with 1:11 on the first quarter clock.
First shot attempt of the game for Nuxall, more than 6 minutes into this.
They try to force it inside the field. The ball is knocked out of bounds. Last touch by St. Anthony. It'll be Effingham ball under their basket. Couple of subs. Abby Schmidt, 5'11 sophomore, checking in to replace Hunter Nieberge. And Jansen Michael returns to the Effingham lineup. Looks like Allie Armstrong has a seat. Inbounds. Fields got it to Jansen Michael, and as she caught it in the corner, she's bumped.
Yeah, I think Nuxall's going to pick that one up. Number 30, I'm sorry, Emma Richards.
Looks like number 14.
Well, that was my next guess. Okay.
So here's Effingham with the inbounds. They fire it out top to Nunemaker. She works into the lane. Ball knocked loose. Who's got it? Finally at the half-court line, St. Anthony claims it. But then Miranda Steffen poked it back free, and she's driving the other way for a layup, and it's good. Miranda Steffen has 6. It's a 10-5 advantage for Effingham.
Yes, Steffen, the only player in this game with more than one field goal. She's 3 for 4 from the field here in this first quarter.
McDevitt brings it up court for St. Anthony. They're trailing by 5. They swing it to Nuxall. She's in the left corner, gets it up to the free throw line, bats a pass back out top to Abby Brown. Brown fires it to McDevitt on the right side, now out top to Nuxall. Matched up with Nunemaker. Nuxall back out. She directs some traffic, takes it over to the left wing. Now she moves into the paint. Spin move over to the left side. She's tied up. Nice help defense by Maddie Field.
Yeah, she brought the ball low, and Maddie Field saw an opportunity to get one in there, and she tied it up and changes possession. Now the Hearts, or did they change possession? I thought that the possession arrow wasn't Effingham's favor, but that's not the case. St. Anthony's going to inbound under its own basket with 10.7 seconds.
Nuxall triggering the inbounds, looking, still looking, fires it out top. Brown's able to make the catch. 8 seconds on the clock. She moves to the top of the key. Now has picked up her dribble, finds Nuxall. on the left side. Forces up a tough 15-footer just ahead of the buzzer, and Nuxall hit it. Wow, was that a tough shot to end the quarter. But after one, it's Effingham 10, St. Anthony 7. Girls high school basketball action on KJ Country 102.3.
Andy's Health Mart Pharmacy, built on trust and family. You can depend on us for all your health needs. Over 20 years of service to our community. Call 342-9393. Andy's Health Mart Pharmacy.
Hearts ball to start the second quarter of action. Each team's made a change or two. We'll set the floor for you as we move along. Allie Armstrong looking to set things up. Bounces it for Jansen Michael. She's in the right corner. Back out to Armstrong. Loads up for three. Off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound snagged by Abby Brown of St. Anthony. She flips it to Gardewine, who's back on the court. Hunter Niebrugge's out there. Nuxall remains on the court. And Abby Schmidt, the 5'11 sophomore, seeing her first action. Nuxall gets it on the right side, drives to the lane, stops, pops, jumper, good. Nuxall makes it a one-point contest.
Apparently the key for Nuxall tonight is to be a little off balance on those jumpers. She's made two tough ones in a row.
Effingham's forced her into some tough shots, and you just kind of tip your hat to her if she's going to make those. Here's Jansen Michael penetrating the lane. She leaves it on the side, now driving around a defender. Stop, pop, shot, no good for Effingham, and the rebound's tracked down in the corner. Bringing it up, that was Schmidt with the rebound. Gardewine sets the offense. Looks across for Brown. Brown out top to Nuxall. Nuxall skips it to Niebrugge. Niebrugge needing some help, still needing some help. Finally gets it out top to Gardewine. Gardewine to Brown. She's on the right wing, wanting to go inside, but there's nothing doing. The Hearts have been packing it in. Now Hunter Niebrugge on the left wing tried to get into the paint. She's tied up. Jump ball will stay with St. Anthony.
Yeah, Shelby Nunemaker got a hand in there, so St. Anthony a chance to inbound under its own basket, and it looks like Effingham's going to bring Miranda Steffens back in the game.
Steffen back in, having a seat is Sydney Webster as she started off the quarter for the Hearts. Inbounds goes to Nuxall. She's in the short corner over on the right side. Nunemaker all over her. Pass knocked loose, but St. Anthony's able to get control again. Brown with it on the wing. Goes to Nuxall again. Shakes free this time. Stops, pops. Shot no good. Hunter Niebrugge with a rebound. Her putback is missed, but that's because she's fouled, and Hunter heads to the line for a couple.
Tough offensive rebound for Hunter. She's got a couple of those tonight. St. Anthony with a big edge on the boards so far. They've got 8 rebounds to just 2 for Effingham.
Free throw on the way for Niebrugge is up and good.
Shelby Nunemaker guilty of the foul on that play, by the way. That's 5 team fouls for the Hearts.
Hunter, the 4th St. Anthony player to score in the ball game. Effingham with a 10. St. Anthony with 10. Niebrugge looking to break the tie, and she does. She hits both of them, giving St. Anthony a 1-point lead back. 11-10, 6:15 to play in the second quarter. Steffen brings it up court. Jansen Michael pops out top to take it. She's between the center circle and the top of the key. Fires it over on the side to Armstrong. Armstrong looking inside, trying to get it to Myers. Ball batted away, but it goes right back to Armstrong. Her pass again knocked away, but she again gets it back. She's picked up her dribble now, needs a little help, tries to get it to Myers. Somehow she does. Myers draws a crowd in the lane. She kicks it out to Michael for 3, and Jansen Michael buries it for her first bucket, and the Hearts are back up, 13-11.
Effingham dead set on getting the ball in the post to Myers at some point, and she was being denied hard by Nuxall and finally got the kick out.
Now Armstrong just goes up in the air and grabs the pass away from Gardewine. Gardewine taps the ball loose. They go to the floor. Jump ball results and favors the Hearts.
Yeah, nice aggressive play by Allie Armstrong there, forcing St. Anthony's first turnover of the period, and Effingham a chance to build on that lead a little bit.
Shelby Myers is going to have a seat, and Taylor Kroll will see her first action of the ball game. The 5'10 junior in for Jeff Schaefer. Inbounds goes to Jansen Michael. 3 from the right corner, no good, a little strong. Rebound Nuxall, and she takes it on the run. She pushes it up the left side, has a little trouble with the dribble. Jansen Michael got back, and Nuxall bounced the ball off her leg. It'll be another turnover for St. Anthony.
Yeah, St. Anthony with 9 in the game now actually make that 8, but just 3 for Effingham, so distinct advantage for the home team so far.
Bringing the ball up court is Steffen. She's going to set the offense for Effingham rather. She tried to get it to Jansen Michael, who had a little trouble with the catch. They go to the floor. Tying it up is Michael and Gardewine, and this time possession arrow favors St. Anthony.
Yeah, that got a little sloppy there with the pass. Maybe not quite on line, and maybe the receiver not quite ready for it, and Gardewine was ready to pounce.
So here's St. Anthony bringing the ball up court. 5 minutes into the second, or 5 minutes left rather, in the second quarter. Effingham leading 13-11. St. Anthony has it top of the key with Nuxall. Drives in on the left side. Shot's no good, but Nuxall earns a trip to the charity stripe as she was fouled in the act of shooting.
And you could see her get pushed from behind a little bit as she let that shot go, so it was, as a result, too strong to go down, but it is the second foul against Shelby Nunemaker. That's 16 fouls for the Hearts, so everything from here on out is going to be in the bonus.
Free throw for Nuxall, left it a little short. Brittany Beals checks back into the ball game. She replaces Nunemaker. With 4:48 to play here in the second quarter, St. Anthony looking to make it a 1-point game if Nuxall can hit this free throw.
Beals will also be playing with 2 fouls.
That free throw is good. Give Megan 5 rather in the ball game, and it's 13-12. Effingham with the ball in a 1-point lead. 4:42 to play in the second quarter as Jansen Michaels looks up court for Kroll. She gets it back around to Steffen. Now out top to Michael. Looks underneath. There's Kroll. Cuts to the hoop, and she sticks it up and in.
Good cut from Kroll and a good find by Michael, hitting her in stride and leading to a layup there.
Taylor Kroll's first bucket makes it 15-12. Effingham back up by 3. Gardewine swings it across the way to Abby Schmidt. She goes to McDevitt in the right corner. McDevitt penetrates the paint, gets it back to Gardewine on the left wing, drives in the lane. Shot from 10, no good. Rebound, Nuxall. She squirms, can't get the shot away, finds McDevitt, back to Nuxall. Corner 3, shot no good. Rebound, Jansen Michael, and you know she's pushing it. She gets into the middle of the lane. Nobody stops her. Shot up, no good. Got her own rebound, hands it off to Armstrong. Back to Michael for a wing 3, shot no good. Ball's loose on the floor. Beals has it. Coach Schaefer takes a 30-second timeout to keep the possession for Effingham. So with 3:48 to play in the second quarter, it's Effingham 15, St. Anthony 12. You're listening to high school girls basketball action on KJ Country 102.3.
If you haven't seen the all-new 2015 Chrysler 200, get to Geckner Brothers today and check it out. It's roomy, comfortable, and rebuilt from the ground up, now with great finance offers. See the new 200 and other great Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram models today at Geckner Brothers on East Fayette Avenue in Effingham.
3:48 to play in the first half of action, and it is Effingham with the ball under their basket, leading 15-12.
Yeah, a little sequence there where the Hearts got a couple of offensive rebounds and then a quick timeout by Jeff Schaefer leading to this inbounds play.
Taylor Kroll takes the inbounds, tried to get in the paint, cut off by Niebrigi, so she sends it out top. Steffen's going to penetrate from the top of the key, needs a little help, bounces it in the corner to Jansen Michael. She gets in the lane, now leaves it with Beals. She moves into the paint. Shot off the glass is good for Brittany. She has 4, and Effingham's back to their largest lead of the night, 17-12.
Yeah, it's a couple times that Beals has stepped into the lane and just put one in off the glass. She's 2 for 2 from the field.
McDevitt penetrates the paint, looking for Niebrigi, posting up. She got the pass somehow from the floor, got it out of trouble to Gardewine. Skip pass, baseline, Emma Richards, who's back onto the court. Her shot no good. Effingham comes out of there with the board, and they push it. Steffen in the right corner slows things down as St. Anthony got back defensively, but now Steffen forces her way through the baseline. They get it to Kroll, over to Armstrong. 3 from the top of the key, no good. Rebound tapped around, and Allie Armstrong gets it. She sends it out to Jansen Michael. She drives into the paint, puts up a shot, no good. Beals with the rebound, looks inside for Kroll. Her shot off the glass is good. Taylor has 4, and Effingham's up 19-12. The 7-point lead's the largest for either team.
Second straight possession that Effingham has gotten 3 looks at the basket. They're doing some major work on the offensive glass, and that's why they have a 7-point lead right now.
And that's probably why St. Anthony's Bart Weedman took the 30-second timeout with 2:29 to play in the first half. It's Effingham 19, St. Anthony 12. girls basketball action on KJ Country 102.3.
Northside Ford in Effingham is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports. If you need something better to haul your team in, you'll find it at Northside Ford. With hundreds of vehicles to choose from and a service department that can't be beat, you'll find that things really are better on the North Side. Stop in today or visit Northside Ford online at effinghamford.com.
2:29 to play in the second quarter, 19-12. Effingham leading St. Anthony by 7.
Yeah, they've got this big advantage. They've, like we talked about before the break, a lot of work on the offensive glass, and now St. Anthony needs to cut that momentum down a little bit.
Nuxall with the ball out on the left wing. She puts it on the floor, heads towards the baseline. Double team, skips out of it. McDevitt a long two from the right side. No good. Nice rebound as Allie Armstrong boxed out, and she got the long board. She brings it across the timeline, looks off for Miranda Steffen, and the junior directs some traffic and now has Jansen Michael come to get the ball, but Gardewine poked it loose. They go to the floor. Michael somehow got it to Steffen, and the Hearts reset.
They're just trying to hand it off there, and Gardewine wreaking some havoc out there along the three-point line.
Steffen comes to get it back from Jansen Michael. Now they swing it to Armstrong. She's in the left corner, goes out top. That is Field. She drives from the free throw line. Shot no good. Rebound taken out of there. I think Nuxall's the one who controlled it, and she's bringing it up the right side. Leans in, shot off the glass, left it short. Got her own rebound, puts that one up, no good. And Nuxall heads to the free throw line for a couple.
Wasn't going to be denied there.
She just kind of gets a look in her eye every once in a while, and you can see it all the way from up here. She's going to go get some points, and she's going to have to earn them at the line this time.
That was Maddie Field picking up the foul there. That's her first, and Nuxall bounces her first free throw off the rim. No good.
Minute 28 to play in the first half. Nuxall puts the second of two free throws up, left that one short. Rebound eventually to Field. So it remains a 7-point lead for the Hearts, and they're looking to add to it as Steffen walks it across the timeline.
Free throw shooting hasn't been real good for St. Anthony tonight.
Jansen Michael comes to the top of the key to get it, matched up with Gardewine. Michael looks to Armstrong on the right side. Wanting to go inside to Field. There they found her. Field post move, shot up, too strong. Good box out by St. Anthony. Gardewine clears the board to McDevitt. McDevitt trots it up court. Under a minute to play in the first half. St. Anthony looking to chop into the 7-point lead. Effingham's gone into a zone defensively here. McDevitt working around the defenders, gets into the lane, now leaves it baseline to Richards. Out top to Nuxall. Nuxall, as she makes a move, someone was in the paint underneath for 3 seconds.
Yes, St. Anthony's third turnover, the first one they've had in a while, but I think, maybe seeing a little different defense threw things out of whack a little bit for them. Nobody in the paint knew exactly where to move with the play and got caught standing around a little bit too long there.
Effingham makes a substitution. Shelby Myers, the 6-foot freshman's back into the ball game. So it's Myers and Field out there with Jansen Michael, Steffen, and Armstrong. Myers has it on the right side. Picked up her dribble. Hunter Niebrugge all over her, but she safely got it to Field. They're going to lob it inside to Jansen Michael, and as she makes a move, she is fouled. So it looks like Jansen will be bumped before any sort of a shot could be taken. So it's Effingham ball under their basket.
Meanwhile, Coach Weidman on the St. Anthony sideline lobbying for a travel call, but that's a foul against Megan Nuxall.
Effingham works the inbounds from the baseline. They get it to Myers. She sends it out top to Field. Field holding it at the top of the key. Now bounces it inside to Myers. Myers double team. Somehow rips it away from the defense, and a foul is called. Nuxall and Niebrugge in the vicinity. We'll have to see who gets it.
Nuxall's the one who's going to pick it up. That's her second.
Well, she picked them up back-to-back there.
She sure did. Yeah, a couple quick ones.
So with 13 seconds left in the half, again, Effingham triggering from their baseline. Again, having trouble trying to find anybody, and this time they don't get it in time as that's a 5-second call, and St. Anthony should have the opportunity for the last shot.
Yeah, just Effingham's second turnover of the quarter, 5 for the game. St. Anthony going to have just under 14 seconds to get this one down the floor and try to cut into this 7-point deficit before halftime.
Field and Michael out, Webster in along with Nunemaker. Here comes Gardewine setting it up with 10 seconds on the clock. She crosses the timeline. She drives into the lane, bounces it for Richards. Richards works into the baseline, tried to get it across to Nuxall, but with 0.8 seconds, it's knocked out of bounds. St. Anthony will have a chance, but it's going to have to be a catch and shoot here as they inbounds from the baseline. Gardewine to trigger it in, gets it to McDevitt. She launches a long three and banks it in at the buzzer. She was 3 or 4 feet at least behind the line and banked it in from the left wing to make it 19-15 as the teams head to the locker room. Wow. It's always exciting when these schools get together. It's Effingham 19, St. Anthony 15, girls high school basketball action on KJ Country 102.3.
From an oil change to new brakes or possibly a major overhaul, our service makes a difference at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota in Effingham. Trust your car or truck repairs to the most experienced repair shop in the area. Look for our specials online at danheck.com.
Scores here for you from around the area high school boys basketball. Altamont leads Shelbyville 33-30 at the half. Stu Straws over Neoga after one quarter, 14-4. Teutopolis leads Paris at the half, 46-10. Dietrich over Flora at the half, 30-17. And North Clay leads Newton at the half, 23-13, guys.
All righty. Thank you very much, Brian. We appreciate that. Boy, Dietrich keeps rolling 30-17 over Flora right now. They are just playing some good basketball. The number 2 ranked team in 1A.
They are definitely good. I got a chance to go see them when they were in Neoga a few weeks ago, and I was really impressed. And I'll tell you, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the National Trail all year long. It's going to be interesting to see if anyone in the NTC beats them.
Effingham ball to start the second half of action. Stefan gets it inside to Jansen Michael. She posts up and sticks it off the glass, and it's good. And Effingham's leading 21-15 after that first trip. St. Anthony looks over the Effingham defense. Effingham's in a man-to-man. Hearts pick up. They get St. Anthony gets the ball inside to Nuxall. Jumper from the 10-foot in the paint. No good. Rebound out of bounds. Who touched it last? They say Effingham did. It'll be St. Anthony ball.
That's kind of what I thought from up here, that it was off the Hearts, but it was kind of a confusing play there along the baseline.
McDevitt takes the inbounds pass in the corner. Now she drives to the elbow of the free throw line. Needs some help. They got it over to Nuxall. She drives the left side, leans in, shot off the glass. Oh, around and out, no good. But she stayed with it, got her own rebound, shuffled it in to Emma Richards, and Richards puts up the 10-footer from the baseline and buried it.
Some persistence on the offensive glass for Nuxall there pays off, and back within 4 are the Bulldogs.
Minute into this second half of action, Stefan now has picked up her dribble out top. She's got to find somebody soon. Finally gets it to Jansen Michael. That had to be about 4.5 seconds.
4 3/4 even.
Michael flips it right back out to Stefan. She gets a screen out top, doesn't use it, takes it to the right corner where she bounces it from Michael. She comes to the elbow, launches a long 2. Shot no good. Rebound out long on the weak side to Miranda Stefan, and she pulls it back out top. So Stefan calls out the play. Hart's not in any sort of big hurry here. Now Michael starts to move. She comes to get it on the left wing. Looking inside, she's double teamed. We've got a foul whistled. The officials are going to talk it over. And we've got a block called against St. Anthony.
Yeah, Hunter Nieberge going to pick that one up, attempting to take a charge from Michael there, but couldn't sell it quite well enough. I was just showing a picture of Jansen Michael's grandfather listening to this game in San Diego online. So, hey, that's why we do this.
Wonderful. Inbounds for Effingham. Goes to the elbow for Brittany Beals. Her shot from 15, no good as it just rattled off, and St. Anthony cleared the board out of there. Gardewine brings it up court, gets it to McDevitt. Picked up by Stefan. McDevitt drives, leaves it in the corner to Richards. Richards sends it out top to Nuxall. Nuxall, top of the key. Fires it over to McDevitt. McDevitt on the right side, now drives into the lane, goes to Nuxall on the left wing. She goes to the baseline, cut off, skip pass over to Bart Weedman, and that's never a good thing.
She skipped a little. She skipped her own teammate there with that pass just a little bit too high. St. Anthony's first turnover of the half.
Anytime the coach catches one of your passes, never good.
That just adds another whole level to the displeasure on the coach's face usually.
Here's Stefan with it. She drives down to the baseline, kicks it out in the corner. There's Jansen Michael for 3, and she buried it. Jansen Michael with 8, and Effingham's up 9 now. 7, 24-17. Here comes Gardewine right back at you for St. Anthony, driving in the lane, and she's fouled. Morgan Gardewine will head to the free throw line, but that hasn't been too kind for St. Anthony tonight.
No, 4 for 9 rather in the first half for the Bulldogs, and Gardewine 1 for 3 herself. See if she can improve on that a little bit. That was Maddie Field picking up her second foul of the game.
Free throw left it short. 5:17 to play in the third quarter. The score remains Effingham 24, St. Anthony 17. Few dribbles. Here's Gardewine's free throw. This one is good. So Morgan has her fourth point of the night. Makes it a 6-point contest, 24-18, and Jansen Michael will run the point this time for Jeff Schaefer's Hearts. She crosses the timeline. They put the play in motion. Stefan pops out on the right wing. Now they get it top of the key. Field. Field looks inside. Nothing there. They try to go back door. Michael with the catch. Puts the shot up. It's no good. But that's because she was bumped. And Jansen Michael will head to the line. Boy, that pass had to have threaded the needle down there, Dustin.
Yeah, you could kind of see that play materialize, and you could see that that's what Maddie Field was looking for, that back cut. And Michael obliged, got bumped by Morgan Gardewine, and couldn't quite get the basket down, but misses the first free throw as well.
Hit off the front of the rim and bounced off. Just under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. It's still a 6-point game. 24-18.
But yeah, like you said, not much of an opening there for that pass at all. Good touch from Maddie Field to get it in there to her.
Jansen Michael puts this one up. It's good. So she has 9 now in the contest, 25-18. Back to a 7-point lead. That matches the largest lead Effingham has had throughout the night. Emma Richards with it at the left elbow. She gets it to Gardewine, who had a little trouble with the catch, and that caused her to travel with it. Another St. Anthony turnover.
Yeah, St. Anthony's second. They're just trying to do a little handoff there, but it didn't quite connect, and that juggling between the two players was enough to get the traveling whistle.
So Stefan will bring it up court for the Hearts. 4:40 and counting in the third quarter. They get it to Allie Armstrong on the left wing. She gets a screen from Field, stops and pops. The 15-footer is good. Allie Armstrong with her first 2 points, and now St. Anthony takes time out. 27-18 the score, 4:26 to play in the third quarter. Effingham up by 9, and you're listening to girls basketball action on KJ Country 102.3.
Andy's Health Mart Pharmacy, built on trust and family. You can depend on us for all your health needs. Over 20 years of service to our community. Call 342-9393. Andy's Health Mart Pharmacy.
By 4 at the half, they've opened this up to a 9-point game, and Bart Weidman took the timeout to try to stem the tide.
Yeah, he sees his Lady Bulldogs down by as much as they've been down all game, and, you know, it's been a little bit of a low-scoring affair. You get behind by too much more, and you start having a pretty big hill to climb in the last 12 minutes of this contest.
St. Anthony puts the ball in the hands of Megan Nuxall. She's going to go 1-4 low. They kick it out on the side to Gardewine. Skip pass to McDevitt. Her defender falls down, so McDevitt will launch a long 2. Shot no good. Rebound loose, and Richards tracks it down for St. Anthony. They get it in the lane to Hunter Niebrigi, and she's been in there for a while, and finally a 3-second violation against St. Anthony. Third turnover of the quarter. Puts it with Effingham leading by 9 halfway through the quarter.
Always frustrating for a coach to see your team come out of a timeout and have a little bit of confusion there and ultimately lead to a turnover.
Stefan brings the ball up court. She tries to get it to Jansen Michael. Pass batted loose, but Michael is able to recover. She goes back out top to Stefan, who backs out to the center circle and resets. Beals comes to set a screen, but Stefan goes the other way, drives down to the baseline, gets it out to Beals on the wing. She steps to the baseline, now out to Field at the elbow of the free throw line. Around her man, drives in, shot up and good. Count it. She was fouled as well. Maddie Field will go to the line for the old-fashioned 3-point play.
Yeah, she caught that one out on the elbow, threw a little head fake to get around her defender, drove the lane, and off balance with the contact, showed some nice touch and balance to be able to convert there. That foul goes against Hunter Niebrigi, her second.
Field's free throw is up, a little too strong. Rebound batted around, but nothing but Bulldogs. And finally, Nuxall claims it for St. Anthony. But it's 29-18, now an 11-point advantage for Effingham. Their lead in double figures for the first time. Gardewine drives to the free throw line for St. Anthony. Baseline to Richards. Out top, Nuxall. They swing it to McDevitt left side. She holds, now puts it on the floor, spins back, goes to the baseline, draws a crowd, and took a little extra step. And another turnover for the Bulldogs, and that's really becoming a problem tonight.
Yeah, they've come in bunches. You know, they had 6 in the first quarter, and probably 5 of those came in a span of a half a dozen possessions, and they're in another funk like that right now. That's probably three turnovers in a row, maybe 3 turnovers in the last 4 possessions that they've had, and with Effingham building its lead up to 11, you have got to stop the bleeding here if you're the Bulldogs.
Substitutions for each team. Sydney Webster's on the court. She has the ball now for the Hearts. Fires it over to Beals. Looks inside. Stephen. Shot off the glass. No good. Rebound pulled out of there by Emma Richards of St. Anthony.
Everything about that play was pretty except for the finish.
Might have had a little contact underneath there, but still didn't get the shot to go as St. Anthony's looking to pound it inside to Nuxall. She turns, puts a shot off the glass, got it, and she's fouled. So Megan Nuxall gets a bucket for St. Anthony when they really needed it.
Yeah, and another tough one for her. You remember in the first half, she hit some off-balance jumpers for her 2 field goals, and that was another tough try, drawing the contact from Brittany Beals. She managed to get it in high off the glass.
So the free throw on the way is good. Nuxall, nothing but net from the line. She has 8 in the ball game, and it's an 8-point difference. Effingham with the ball and the lead, 29-21.
Yeah, these last 2.5 minutes for St. Anthony of this quarter are going to be really big.
Nunemaker holding it on the left wing as she also slipped into the Hearts lineup. They work it around to Beals. Now they go baseline to Steffen. She's driving the right baseline, goes under the hoop, gets it out to Nunemaker on the wing. She goes to Beals, top of the key. Beals looks right, goes back left to Nunemaker, over to Steffen. Miranda puts it on the floor, tried to get it out top. The ball is batted at the timeline. They go into the backcourt, and a jump ball is whistled. Nunemaker had that pass hit off of her, went to the timeline, and actually bounced it back off of Nuxall. The ball then caromed into backcourt, where they tied each other up, and possession favors St. Anthony.
Yeah, I think she thought she was going to get called for an over and back if she grabbed that basketball. I'm not exactly sure how that would have shook out, but that's what led to the scramble for the loose ball and ultimately the St. Anthony possession.
Working it on the wing is Abby Brown. She's on the court for St. Anthony. She hands it off to Gardewine, who rifles a pass to the free throw line to Nuxall. She stops and pops. Little 6-footer in the paint. No good. Nunemaker clears the board for Effingham. She gets it ahead to Steffen, who waits for some help and now brings it out to the center circle. She's really between the center circle and the top of the key. Now she's picked up her dribble. McDevitt all over her, but she got it safely to Webster. Webster needing a little help. Got it to Steffen. Steffen on the right wing, drives in the lane, puts up a shot, no good because she's fouled, and Steffen will head to the line for a couple.
I'm thinking Nuxall was in the neighborhood. That's probably going against her. I'll wait to see the official signal from the referee, and that is indeed the case. Megan's 3rd foul here with 1:17 to go in the 3rd quarter. That's St. Anthony's 4th team foul.
So Steffen will have a couple at the line. We'll see a couple of substitutions as well. The first free throw is short. Here comes Shelby Myers back into the ball game. Beals will have a seat. Nuxall's also going to sit down with those 3 fouls. Give her a little break before the 4th quarter as Hunter Niebrugge replaces her. Now Allie Armstrong will check in if Steffen can make this free throw. It's around and out, no good. Rebound loose, out of bounds. Steffen tried to get to it, but she knocked it out of bounds. It'll belong to St. Anthony. Now here comes Armstrong to replace Steffen.
Effingham 1 for 5 from the free throw line here in the 3rd quarter. They only got to shoot 1 in the first half, so 1 for 6 for the game. That's not a real great percentage either.
Gardewine looks for Brown on the wing. Back out top, Gardewine. She drives in the lane. Runner off the glass, too strong. Rebound, fought for. It's loose on the floor. A jump ball finally called as Nunemaker was down there with Brown and Richards, and the possession arrow favors the Hearts.
There wasn't much room there for Gardewine there on that drive. She tried to go strong to the basket, but ultimately not a lot of room to get a good shot attempt up.
So Armstrong sets the offense for Effingham. Under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter, 29-21. Effingham leading by 8 over St. Anthony. They get it to Jansen Michael on the wing. Back out top to Armstrong. Over to Nunemaker. Now to Myers. She wasn't quite ready for that pass across the elbow of the free throw line. Now she's backing in on Niebrugge hands it off to Webster. Webster dishes it in the corner to Armstrong. Armstrong looks back into a posting Webster. The ball's knocked loose. Jump ball again. This time possession arrow should favor St. Anthony.
It does indeed, so that's going to go in the book as Effingham's second turnover of the half. That's 7 for the game for the Hearts, and gives the Bulldogs a chance to, I don't know if they'll play for the last possession here or not. Probably go for a good look if you got it, because you're down 8. You got to maximize every time you have the basketball.
Teams making maneuvers here as the Hearts send Myers and Jansen Michael to the bench. Into the ball game is Amber Vonderheid, the 5'2 senior, and Taylor Kroll checked in as well. Looks like St. Anthony is holding for the last one. Nuxall out top, matched up with Nunemaker. Now she's going to make her move, gets into the lane, leans in, shot off the glass, no good. Rebound tapped out long to Gardewine. Her three-pointer is missed because she is fouled, and Gardewine goes to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, so that one stings a little bit when you're give a team a chance to get 3 free ones here as the foul goes against Vonderheid just in the game. She picks that one up, and the only saving grace for the Hearts here is that St. Anthony has struggled from the line.
But Gardewine does hit the first one. St. Anthony, or Coach Jeff Schaefer, and the Hearts are wondering if she was indeed behind the line. It was definitely close when she took that shot, but the officials said she was behind the arc. The second free throw is no good. And now we'll see Kelsey Dust, the 5'5 senior, coming in for Nuxall. Checking in for Effingham is Miranda Steffen. They've got Jansen Michael back in there as well, Allie Armstrong, Taylor Kroll, and Shelby Nunemaker. So with 6 seconds to play, the free throw is up. Around and out, no good for Gardewine. Rebound, though, Niebrugge. She takes it out, turns, puts up a 15-footer just ahead of the buzzer. It's no good. Steffen with the boards for Effingham, and the third quarter comes to a close. After 3, it's Effingham 29, St. Anthony 22. Girls high school basketball action on KJ Country 102.3.
If you haven't seen the all-new 2015 Chrysler 200, get to Geckner Brothers today and check it out. It's roomy, comfortable, and rebuilt from the ground up, now with great finance offers. See the new 200 and other great Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram models today at Geckner Brothers on East Fayette Avenue in Effingham.
Quickly, Dustin, third quarter stats.
Yes, St. Anthony just 2 for 9 from the field, 3 for 6 from the free throw line there in the third quarter. Effingham 4 of 7 from the field, but only 1 of 5 from the free throw line. Bulldogs 7 for 15 on their free throws tonight. Effingham 1 for 6.
Effingham ball to start the fourth quarter. They lead by 7. Steffen bounces it for Jansen Michael. She's in the right corner, covered up closely by Gardewine. Needs a little help. Got it out to Brittany Beals. Starting 5 out there for Effingham. Looks like the starters are pretty much out there for St. Anthony as well. They knock the ball loose from Effingham, but Beals is able to recover, and they get it out to Steffen, and the Hearts reset. Beals takes the pass at the left elbow. She drives underneath, backs in, puts up a little shot. No good with the left hand, but she's fouled, and Brittany Beals goes to the line for a couple.
And she put a little move on Hunter Niebrugge there. Backed her down, faked to her left, and then spun back to the right to get that shot off. And Niebrugge fouls her. That is Hunter's third of the game and sends Beals to the line. This will be the first free throw attempt of the evening for Brittany.
It's up. Too strong off the side of the rim, no good. So it remains 29-22 with 7:28 to play in the fourth quarter. St. Anthony has Gardewine, McDevitt, Dust, Emma Richards, and Niebrugge on the court. That free throw is good. Makes it 30-22 as Beals has her 5th point of the night. St. Anthony brings the ball up court. Niebrugge with it out top. Looks inside. Didn't like it. She got it to Richards. Richards over on the left wing. Now skips it to Dust on the right side. Dust looks for the cutter. Tried to bounce it inside. Pass was a little late, and Armstrong gets the steal. She fires it up court. Beals and Jansen Michael both there, and finally they sort it out. Michael takes it in the lane, puts a shot up, no good, and Hunter Niebrugge came out of there with the board. Great rebound for Hunter, and as she cleared it out of traffic, she was fouled.
Yeah, she showed a good nose for the basketball there and had to do a little dirty work to get that rebound, but she came out with it, and the foul goes against Effingham. That was Shelby Myers picking up her first.
So St. Anthony trailing by 8, has the ball. They bounce it to Dust, or bounce it rather to Niebrugge, top of the key. She looks for Dust on the left side. Kelsey fires it across to Gardewine. Morgan looks inside and away from the ball. We've got a foul whistled. Looks to be against the Bulldogs and an illegal screen.
Yeah, so a second St. Anthony turnover here. That's a foul that goes against Kelsey Dust, her first, and more importantly for the Bulldogs, changes possession over again.
So here comes Nuxall into the game for Dust. Effingham will make a substitution as well, as Myers has a seat, and Maddie Field is back for Jeff Schaefer. 6.5 to play. Effingham looking to add to their 8-point lead. They've led by as much as 11 tonight. Field holding it on the right wing. She needs some help. Now leaves it back out top with Steffen, and we've got 3 seconds in the lane whistled against the Hearts. Seen more 3 seconds called tonight than I have all season.
Yeah, we've definitely seen it go against both teams tonight too, and now it looks like maybe we're going to get a timeout here.
6:17 to play in the fourth quarter. It's Effingham 30, St. Anthony 22. We'll be back in a minute on KJ Country 102.3.
Northside Ford in Effingham is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports. If you need something better to haul your team in, you'll find it at Northside Ford. With hundreds of vehicles to choose from and a service department that can't be beat, you'll find that things really are better on the North Side. Stop in today or visit Northside Ford online at effinghamford.com.
St. Anthony with the ball after the timeout. They're looking for their first points of the fourth quarter. They're trying to chop into the 8-point advantage of Effingham.
Yeah, you know, the free throw shooting has got to be frustrating for both coaches. Jeff Schaefer, his team 2 for 8. They got to feel like St. Anthony turns it over and then gives it, takes it right back. I'll get to that thought in a second here.
Beals had the steal, but Nuxall, who was the person who was that pass was intended for, picked her pocket from behind and got it back for St. Anthony. Here's Gardewine out top. They swing it out to McDevitt, who had a little trouble with the catch, but she gets it in the corner to Gardewine, who all of a sudden fires up a 3. It's no good. Rebound put up by Nuxall, and she got that to go. Nuxall with 10, and now St. Anthony will take a quick 30-second break, as it's a 6-point game with 5:43 to play in the contest. Effingham leading St. Anthony 30-24. High school hoops on KJ Country 102.3.
Choose from over 10 acres of new Chevrolets and Toyotas during our model year closeout, going on now. On special sale is the #1 selling car in America, Toyota Camry. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or danheck.com online.
And Anthony's Bart Weedman's probably telling his girls something like, hey, just get a stop and a bucket, and we're right in this. We already are back in it.
Yeah, exactly. 6 points. 6 points, just under 6 minutes to play. Certainly doable, but it's going to start on the defensive end for sure.
Jansen Michaels will walk it up court. She gets it over to Steffen. Now to Beals on the left wing. Out top the field. They swing it to Armstrong, right side. Bounce pass to Michael on the wing. Hart's again swinging it around the perimeter. Now Field has it in the left corner. Out top to Armstrong, over to Jansen Michael. That pass, foul's called as Morgan Gardewine's called for the reach.
Yeah, Morgan got a hand in there and picked that one up, and the problem for St. Anthony there is that puts Effingham in the bonus. Now Jansen Michael's going to have the one in bonus coming up.
Sitting down is Hunter Niebrugge, the 5'7" junior, is replaced out there by number 21. That's Abby Brown. Free throw on the way, short. Rebound taken down by Emma Richards. He said it was the problem for...
Well, Coach Schaefer's got to think, man, we could probably have this one close to put away by now, and Coach Weedman's got to be thinking, this game could be tied if we just hit like 3/4 of our free throws.
St. Anthony forces the ball inside to Nuxall. She's double-teamed and bumped, and a foul is whistled. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it would seem like it'd be a problem to put Effingham at the line with 5 minutes to play, but the way they're shooting free throws, it might not be.
2 for 9 now for the Hearts, and St. Anthony's 7 for 15.
St. Anthony gets the ball into McDevitt, out to Gardewine on the right side, now to Nuxall. She works into the lane, puts up a shot. It's no good. Got her own rebound, clears it out of trouble, and as she tries to do that, a foul is called again. And it'll again be St. Anthony ball under their basket.
Yeah, Megan Nuxall now with 5 offensive rebounds and 8 total boards in the game. She's done a lot of good work on the glass on her own end, and that foul going against Allie Armstrong, her second.
Inbounds in the corner, slips right through the fingers of Abby Brown and trickles away. It'll be a costly turnover for St. Anthony, their 4th here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. You know, we've talked about cutting into this 6-point lead. You know, you held them without any points on their end of the floor, but then you go down on yours and give the basketball away.
30-24, 4:35 to play in the 4th quarter. Effingham with the ball. Jansen Michael holding out top. They swing it to Steffen inside the field. Puts up a shot, and it's blocked by Nuxall. Great help defense, and St. Anthony comes out of there with it. McDevitt pushes it up to Gardewine. Gardewine on the right side. Drives down. Pass is picked off by Jansen Michael, and then McDevitt gets the steal. And what do we have? Ball knocked out of bounds. It looked like not McDevitt, rather Gardewine knocked it. When she got the ball knocked away from Jansen Michael, it must have hit the sideline.
The important thing, though, that comes out of all this is that it's St. Anthony's 5th turnover of the quarter, and again at an inopportune time. They had a half a dozen in the 1st quarter, and this is looking like they may equal that number before the game's over with in the 4th.
Effingham with the ball out top. Jansen Michael sends it over to Steffen. Back out to Michael. Michael works it over the left wing. She drives down to the baseline, runs into a crowd, and she's going to be called for steps. Again, it was Nuxall coming from the help defense, and she just got in her way and forced her to take the travel.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong there. I mean, Nuxall, like you said, stood her ground, didn't move whenever Michael ran into her, and Michael just lost her balance and fell down. I'm sure maybe some of the Effingham fans would like to see a foul called there, but there really isn't anything to whistle.
Richards calling for the ball on the left wing. She goes and sets a screen now for McDevitt, who curls into the lane. Shot was blocked and rebound taken out of there by the Hearts. So a good defensive stand there by Effingham, and now we're down to 3:25 and counting in the contest. Effingham still leading by 6. Armstrong with it on the left wing, bounces it for Beals. Beals bounces it right back for Armstrong, who's going to circle it out top, get it to Field. Maddie looking, takes a dribble, now looks underneath. There's Armstrong posting up. She's going to kick it back out to Field, who fakes, drives into the lane, muscles a shot up and in. What a strong move by Maddie Field. She has 6, and it's back to a 8-point lead for Effingham.
Gets us off that 30-24 score where it sat for seemingly, it had to have been over 2 minutes of game clock.
Nuxall spins into the lane, and she's fouled. Field came to try to help, and she got a hand on the arm of Nuxall.
Yeah, and she did. I mean, she definitely reached across the body and got some of the arm of Nuxall there. That's a tough one for Maddie. That's her 4th foul, and it sends Megan to the line. Nuxall 2 for 5 from the free throw line tonight, but this is a big situation for her.
Hunter Niebrigge's going to check in. She will replace Abby Brown for Coach Bart Weedman with 2:48 to play in the 4th quarter. 32-24.
And that foul was on the floor, so this will be a 1 and bonus.
Free throw up and good. So Megan has her 11th point of the ball game, and it's a 3-3 tie here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, not a whole lot of scoring has happened.
32-25 the score. Next one up, back of the rim, no good. Rebound loose, and Gardewine gets it at the top of the key, and as she grabbed the ball, she was fouled by Jansen Michael, who was also scrambling to get to the ball. Couldn't really stop her momentum, and now St. Anthony's at the line again.
So Gardewine ended up with that basketball, but it all started with Nuxall following her own shot and getting in there and creating a little bit of havoc, knocking that basketball loose, and Gardewine the beneficiary.
Free throw up and good. So she hits the front end of the 1 and bonus. Give her 6 in the ball game, and it's a 6-point contest, 32-26. 2:48 to play. Effingham's led by as many as 11 here in the second half. St. Anthony has cut it to 6. That free throw no good. Field with the rebound. Clears it out to Jansen Michael. Up court they go to Steffen. Miranda slows things down. Looks over St. Anthony's man-to-man. Now bounces it for Field on the right wing. Maddie looks for the backdoor cut. There's Jansen Michael. Shot up and good. Jansen Michael in double figures with 11, and that pushes the lead back up to 8, 34-26.
We've seen Maddie find that back cutter 2 or 3 times tonight, and that was a big situation to do it there, and Bart Weedman's going to get himself a timeout.
2:21 to play in the contest. It's Effingham 34, St. Anthony 26. High school girls basketball on KJ Country 102.3.
Andy's Health Mart Pharmacy, built on trust and family. You can depend on us for all your health needs. Over 20 years of service to our community. Call 342-9393. Andy's Health Mart Pharmacy.
Ryan back at the studio. Wayne Video in the contest. Dustin White bringing you the color commentary, and I'm Matt Robinson as we're going to bring you the conclusion of this Effingham St. Anthony girls contest as St. Anthony will have the ball trailing by 8. They skip it around the perimeter, pass off the hands of McDevitt, sails out of bounds for the 6th turnover for St. Anthony. And what I like right there, Jeff Schaefer came out and played a little different defense with the zone.
Yeah, he took advantage of that timeout to change things up a little bit, probably on the St. Anthony sideline. They may be talking about attacking a completely different defense than they ended up seeing on the floor.
2 minutes to play. Jansen Michael just handling it out top. Nobody's close enough to force her to do anything with the ball, but she does bounce it over to Armstrong. Now to Steffen. Steffen hounded by McDevitt. Steffen out at the center circle. Now has picked up her dribble. Needs a little help. Tries to get it to Beals. The ball hits off of her, goes into backcourt. Apparently they're going to say it was touched by Niebrugge. They get it to Steffen. She penetrates, goes to Beal, or goes rather to Field, who kicks it back out to Jansen Michael, and they reset due the Hearts. They get it over to Steffen, and now Steffen is fouled with 1:32 to play.
Yeah, McDevitt almost seemed to foul like she meant to do it there. Put Steffen on the line here. 1:32 in this game, down 8. It probably is getting around the time to start employing that strategy, especially considering that free throws have not been a strong point for either team tonight. Steffen 0 for 2.
Free throw up, no good. Rebound, fought for, out of bounds. Who touched it last? It did look like Shelby Nunemaker was the one who got it last for Effingham, as she just came back into the ball game to replace Field with 1:29 on the fourth quarter clock.
So the Hearts end up with an empty trip, and St. Anthony again with a chance to try to cut into the deficit. They really need to take care of the basketball. Already 6 turnovers here in the fourth quarter.
They try to get it into Nuxall. Nice look underneath to Richards. Shot off the glass is good. Emma Richards with the bucket. They got it to Nuxall, kind of at a high post. She kicked it down to Richards, and Richards stuck it off the glass and good. 1:17 to play, 34-28. Timeout taken by St. Anthony. We'll take a 30-second break and be back. You're listening to high school basketball on KJ Country 102.3.
If you haven't seen the all-new 2015 Chrysler 200, get to Geckner Brothers today and check it out. It's roomy, comfortable, and rebuilt from the ground up, now with great finance offers. See the new 200 and other great Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram models today at Geckner Brothers on East Fayette Avenue in Effingham.
Well, a quick bucket there for St. Anthony. That's what they needed to make it a 6-point ball game again, 34-28.
Yeah, ran a nice little play there and ended up getting an easy layup. Down just half a dozen, still 1:17 to play. Certainly anybody's game. Worth mentioning by our count, the Bulldogs did use their final timeout there, so any strategy is going to have to come during dead balls from here on out. And they go right for the fouling, and they're going to put Miranda Steffen back on the line. Remember, she just had an empty trip, and she's 0 for 3 on the evening.
So she will step to the line for another 1-on-1 opportunity. Maddie Field checks out as Nunemaker replaces her. Little offense-defense shuttle there for Coach Schaefer. And St. Anthony went with a full-court press, and once they didn't get anybody trapped, they went ahead and fouled pretty quickly.
Nuxall picked up her 4th there.
Free throw good for Steffen. That's a big free throw. If nothing else, pushes the lead up to 3, or pushes the game into 3 possessions, but also just for the mental state of Effingham at the line. Steffen with 7 in the ball game. Puts this one up. It's around and good. Give her 8. So now it's an 8-point game again, 1:12 to play. Nuxall's going to bring it up court for the Bulldogs. She gets to the top of the key, crosses over to the left side, bounces it to Gardewine. Gardewine, runner in the lane, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Effingham, Allie Armstrong. She clears it to Beals, to Jansen Michael. Michael crosses the timeline. Don't think St. Anthony's wanting to foul her. Now they get it to Beals, and there's the personal is committed. They're going to send Brittany Beals to the free throw line.
Yeah, Morgan Gardewine's the one who carried out the deed there, picks up her third. That's now 10 team fouls against St. Anthony, so Beals will have 2 free throws. And she's 1 for 2 from the line tonight, both of those coming earlier in this quarter.
First one is up and good. So Brittany Beals has her 6th point, pushes the lead up to 9, 37-28.
So the Hearts draining a few of these freebies when they really need them.
That one is nothing but net, so give Beals credit. She stepped to the line and knocked them down, pushes the lead up to 10, 38-28, and a couple of players into the ball game for St. Anthony. Seeing their first action, that's Maddie Schutte, a 5'5 junior. She is a shooter from the perimeter, and returning is Abby Brown, another shooter.
Definitely going to have to be looking for some three-pointers here if you're the Bulldogs.
Nuxall crosses the timeline. As she gets into the paint, she's bumped. That is not what Effingham wants to do.
No, not at all. No, Coach Schaefer's probably going to call Miranda Steffen over or at least tell her sometime after the game, we really don't need that one. That's Miranda's first foul, but puts Nuxall on the line for 1 and bonus here.
Checking into the ball game is Shelby Myers. Having a seat is Nunamaker. So Shelby for Shelby. Free throw up for Nuxall. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. Megan with 12 in the ball game. She usually averages a double-double, somewhere around.
She's got 8 rebounds, so she's right in the neighborhood.
She usually gets around 16 points and anywhere from 10 to 11 rebounds. That free throw, nothing but net for Nuxall. So she has 13. Effingham working against the full court press. Abby Brown along the sideline is now fouled, or make it rather, let me correct that. Abby Brown fouls Allie Armstrong, who was bringing the ball up the court. Too many A's for me right there.
So Armstrong going to get a chance to go to the line for the first time tonight. She's got 2 points here, and she could add to that, and more importantly for the Hearts, try and help them salt away a victory.
Free throw up off the back of the rim, no good. So it's still an 8-point contest. Nunamaker in. Here comes Shelby Myers to the bench for Coach Schaefer. 42.2 seconds on the clock. Free throw up. That one's no good. Rebound. Nunamaker got in there and got the board. Clears it to Beals, and Beals is fouled by Gardewine. And now Brittany Beals will go to the line for a couple. Good work by Shelby Nunamaker to get in there and get that rebound.
Yeah, Shelby's just her second rebound of the game, but she's had a couple really strong ones. I specifically remember her going up and getting a defensive board pretty authoritatively earlier, and that offensive rebound came at a big time as Brittany Beals misses the first of 2 free throws.
Hits that one off the back iron just a little bit long, so she'll try it again. This one is up. Same thing, off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Maddie Schutte, and as she turns, she's fouled. So we'll walk to the other end. Again, St. Anthony with a chance to score with the clock stopped.
Coach Schaefer with the hands on the hips, shaking his head a little bit. That's just, like we said, not really what you want at all, and that's the 10th foul against Effingham. So a couple free throws for Maddie Schutte coming up.
So the 5'5 junior's first free throw is good. She has her first point in the ball game. Hunter Niebrugge is in. Nuxall is out. She can't afford to pick up a personal.
Right.
So she will have a seat for Bart Weidman. Free throw up. Good. Schutte hits them both. It's back to a 6-point contest. Jansen Michael takes the inbounds. She's blasting it up the sideline, and she calls for timeout. With 29.8 seconds on the clock, she saw the double team coming, wanted to take the timeout. We'll take one as well. 38-32 the score. Effingham leading St. Anthony. Girls basketball action on KJ Country 102.3.
Northside Ford in Effingham is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports. If you need something better to haul your team in, you'll find it at Northside Ford. With hundreds of vehicles to choose from and a service department that can't be beat, you'll find that things really are better on the North Side. Stop in today or visit Northside Ford online at effinghamford.com.
29.8 seconds left, a 6-point ball game. Effingham with the ball at the half-court line to inbounds, leading by 6. Beals looking to trigger it in, looking, bounces it for Steffen in backcourt. They're trying to foul her, and finally a whistle. as McDevitt was riding her hip for about 5 or 6 seconds, and they finally called the personal.
Yeah, that allowed Effingham to kill a couple more seconds off the clock here, and of course getting down below 30, every one of those seconds is pretty important. Miranda Steffen returning to the line. She is coming off a 2-for-2 trip, so we'll see what she does here, up 6.
Free throw left it short, so it remains a 6-point ball game. Nuxall and Schutte back into the contest. Richards and Niebrugge out for Coach Bart Weidman. 26.3 seconds left. If you're St. Anthony, you'd love to get a 3, but if you've got an opportunity for a quick 2, I'd take either one. Free throw is way short. Matter of fact, it never hit the rim, so it'll be out of bounds to St. Anthony to bring up the court.
Especially now in a 6-point game. If you get a quick look for 2, do it. I mean, get those points on the board. Effingham clearly struggling from the line.
St. Anthony lets the ball roll up the court. Nuxall picks it up at the half-court line, gets it to Gardewine, 15-footer, no good. Rebound, Nuxall clears it out for 3, banked in off the glass. That's McDevitt, and we've got a 3-point ball game. Inbounds to Jansen Michael with 10 seconds left. She's fouled, and she'll go to the line for a couple. But again, it was McDevitt banking in a 3. She's got 6 points tonight.
She is 2 for 2 from 3-point range tonight, and both of them have found glass. I don't know how often that happens.
So that's the 5th foul of the ball game for Morgan Gardewine. She'll have to check out.
The thing is, though, we're down to 10.3 seconds left, so it's still a tough situation if Jansen Michael can hit one of these free throws.
Yep, 2 free throws on the way. First one is around and no good. So now she adds a little pressure to herself. She knows she needs to hit this second one to make it a 2-possession game again. And like we mentioned earlier, St. Anthony with no timeouts. Free throw is up. This one is good. So she hits the one she needs to. With 10.3 seconds to play, it's a 4-point advantage for Effingham, and they're going to take the timeout. We'll take one as well. 39-35, Effingham leading St. Anthony. Girls high school basketball action on KJ Country 102.3.
From an oil change to new brakes or possibly a major overhaul, our service makes a difference at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota in Effingham. Trust your car or truck repairs to the most experienced repair shop in the area. Look for our specials online at danheck.com.
To make sure his defense understood the situation with 10.3 seconds left, it does allow Bart Weidman to set up a play here, but his team is down by 4. They've got to score twice.
Yeah, if you're Effingham, all you have to do is just, make sure you contest the shot here a little bit. Don't put them on the line. Especially don't foul somebody trying to shoot a 3-pointer. And for St. Anthony, the quickest bucket you can possibly get.
Effingham's going to pick up full court to make sure they burn up a little more time.
Absolutely.
Here's the inbounds to Nuxall. She's in a hurry. She brings it up the left side, gets all the way down to the baseline, draws a crowd. They get it out. 3 on the way, left it short. Rebound, Nunemaker, and that's going to do it. So St. Anthony got a decent look, but still was going to be short on time, even if they hit it. And the final score is Effingham 39, St. Anthony 35. This game was pretty much what we expected it to be, a competitive contest between the city schools as they went at each other tooth and nail.
Yeah, Effingham threatened to run away with it there at one point in the third quarter, but the Bulldogs showed some fight, got back in it, ultimately brought this one down to where the last minute every possession meant something, but the home team ultimately wins this one by 4.
We'll go ahead and take a break. We'll come back with the post-game show. We'll chat with each of the coaches. We will also get stats from Dustin and see if we've got some scores from around the area with Brian as well. You're listening to high school basketball on KJ Country 102.3.
Andy's Health Mart Pharmacy, built on trust and family. You can depend on us for all your health needs. Over 20 years of service to our community. Call 342-9393. Andy's Health Mart Pharmacy.
We appreciate Coach Bart Weidman taking some time after the ball game to come up and chat with us as well. And, Coach, I know the game didn't turn out the way you'd hoped it would be, but still a very hard-fought competitive contest like we expected.
Yeah, I feel like, and I told the girls, I feel like we're getting better all the time. I really don't feel that our record dictates how good we really are playing basketball. And I'm just trying to keep them extremely positive because they keep putting forth more and more effort every single time they hit the floor. And tonight we executed stuff probably better than we have, especially over Christmas, because I felt like we kind of hit our low spot over Christmas, and we talked about. And we did some really good things offensively, really good things defensively, and then I ran out timeouts, and I felt like we trusted each other on the fly really well for the last minute and a half. And I told Megan right at the end of the game, even she penetrated in early in the season. There's no way she's kicking that out to Kyla, and she did, and gave Kyla an opportunity for a wide open three. And I told him, I go, those are things, the more we play together, we are building more trust with each other. And those are little things that don't seem very big to people in the stands, but it's big to the coaching staff because they're trusting each other. And I just feel like we're finally really starting to gel a little bit more.
And those type of plays will, even though it didn't quite work tonight, it was still a great shot. But that's something that you took the shot this time. Next time, step up and hit it with more confidence.
Absolutely. And I mean, every single one of the girls that played tonight, I felt like just did a fantastic job. Morgan, I told Morgan, she came off the floor, it's the best basketball game I've ever seen her play. She came out and hit that big shot right at the start of the game, which we need usually to get a quick bucket. And then she came out and played great defense. I think she probably only lost Jansen for about, maybe 3 minutes in that third quarter, where she hit a three and hit a quick two coming out of the gate, at halftime. And we kind of let him get on a little bit of a run there, and we just couldn't get back over the hump. But, I'm very proud about the way the girls played tonight.
Yeah, a lot to be proud of. And like you say, your club stood toe-to-toe with a team that just won the Charleston Holiday Tournament, that's been on quite a roll themselves in Effingham. So it wasn't like, even though Effingham has a record now of 10-7, kind of around 500, this game didn't have that type of feel at all between the two clubs.
No, I think anytime you get your two in-town rivals to play each other, I think every kid, every coach, every fan brings their game to the next level. Everybody wants to be a part of it. They want to see the success of it, and I felt like, the girls are just getting so much better, and it's been, very enjoyable to be a part of it. It's just, I told them they got to stay positive. They got to be, all into each other. They got to help each other. They got to be a big part of it because we're playing such a tough schedule. Sooner or later, we're going to play that really good team, and then, like we talked about in the locker room, we're going to hit that knockout punch, and that win's going to feel so good, and it hopefully will just carry us on to the rest of the season.
You talked about all the girls coming in, and it really did seem like they all knew what they were supposed to do. They understood their roles, and they executed that. And that depth is also something that's really going to pay dividends for you, not only this year, but also in the future.
Yeah, I felt like, you talk about knowing what they need to do. I gave those girls a scouting report yesterday after practice, and I didn't even have to say anything that Coach Schaefer was running because they knew every single one of them, and they knew what was going on. And that just proves when not only them, but even the girls that were on the bench, they knew exactly what was going on and part of the game plan, which means they're into it. And, Kelsey, we didn't get her much time. She's been playing good minutes all year this year. Kyla played a little bit. Maddie played a little bit. Abby Brown's coming accustomed to coming off the bench because Emma's been playing so well. And I feel like if we can keep getting girls to play a good solid 2-3 minutes that we need them, even 4, it's just going to make us so much better.
Well, Coach, the future is definitely bright for St. Anthony, and good luck to you the rest of the season, although it doesn't get any easier.
No, we've got Shelbyville Thursday, Flora Saturday, and then Neoga next week, and then we roll into the NTC tournament. And I know Flora just beat T-Town. I scouted Shelbyville and Neoga last night, and we've got our hands full. But the key is like what Effingham's doing. We just got to string some victories together and build up that confidence so we are set rolling into that regional.
Well, Coach Weidman, it's always a pleasure to speak with you, and good luck to you and the Bulldogs the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
All right, Bart Weidman, nice enough to come up after the ball game. We always appreciate him stepping into the booth, and it looks like we're going to have Coach Schaefer working his way up to the booth, so we'll just stay right here and allow Coach Schaefer to slip the headsets on as well. As the Effingham Lady Hearts were victorious tonight, 39-35, and Coach, your clubs just kind of keep stringing them together here.
It's been so much better than a month ago. I'm just really proud of how they really got back to work and accepted some changes we made, and now you can see kind of everybody's roles kind of falling into place, and we're starting to become a pretty good basketball team.
Well, you talked about, and we actually talked about it in the pregame show, kind of shuffled the lineup a little bit and accepting the changes and coming out and still doing their job. And tonight it looked to me like Maddie Field made some possessions down there, especially on the offensive end, where she was just determined to make something happen, whether it be hitting the backdoor cutter or getting her own points.
Yeah, and she's done such a better job of staying within herself. I thought that was the key. I mean, she even had a chance probably to go get a layup there with about 50 or 60, 50 seconds to go. But, her mind was really in the game. She knew we were wanting to hold it. She kicked it back. She saw Jansen, got it back in Jansen's hands so we could run some more time. And, she's starting to play like we know that she's capable of. And, I didn't see that earlier in the season from her. But to her credit, again, she refocused herself and decided that she was going to be a member of this success and has really helped us.
And a lot of players are helping your ball club. A lot of players getting a lot of minutes off the bench. And much like what we talked about with St. Anthony, everybody seems to be knowing what's expected of them now at this point in the season, understanding their roles and really contributing.
Yeah. I thought Jansen, of course, that's where it starts with us, and she earned every one of her points tonight. I was, disappointed in a couple of her shots there towards the end. She's got to, stay more focused than that and not waste those couple possessions, because we really had 2 points in the game where we had 2 or 3 or 4 possessions to really get it up to double digits, and we did not. And, part of that's our fault. Part of that's, the great defense that they play, because it's 2 really defensive-minded teams first. And, what I thought this afternoon was the first team to 30 would probably win. We just got there first.
And it was a battle all night long, and that's exactly what you expect when these schools get together.
Right. And I thought we got some huge second quarter. I think it was second quarter from Miranda, or maybe into the first, early second quarter, where she made some 2 or 3 really good defensive plays to take a tie game up, to just give us a little bit of a lead. And, really at halftime we were really pleased because, they got 2 points that we made. Megan next, I'll take a really tough shot at the end of the first quarter, and she made it. We did a really good job of defending that last play of the half, and they got a 3-pointer. So that was 5 of their 15 points right there in a matter of 1 second. So at halftime we felt pretty good really about giving them only 10 points in their, in the regular offense. And, they just do a great job defensively. So, that's going to do nothing but help us, when we have to play Salem next and get back into our conference swing. And, we lost all 4 conference games early in the year, but, they're going to see a much different team from us now.
Yeah.
In the second part.
You come out of the holiday tournament with the big victory there, and you keep the momentum rolling with 3 wins now, kind of in a hurry, and the Heart's hopefully trending in the right direction now.
Yeah, like I said, I can't say how proud I am that they've continued to come to practice every day and work, and we're starting to take what we practiced in practice and actually put it onto the floor, and that's kind of why Shelby Myers made an early exit her start, because 2 or 3 things that we talked about, in the locker room coming out that we're going to do the start of the game. She didn't do what she was supposed to, and there's going to be somebody waiting when that happens, and it was an opportunity for Maddie, and she made the most of it. And like I told, I thought Allie had a tough game too. They did a really good job of guarding her, because she had a chance to really hit some of our post players and hit that entry pass, and that's something that we got to clean up too. But those 2 being freshmen, you're going to be a little bit more patient with them, because they've done a great job, and they've been a big reason for our success. And then I really appreciate the older kids, mixing them in and realizing that, hey, we can be a lot more successful, with everybody together than getting mad that they're in the starting lineup now.
Playing as a team is always the key to helping the club, especially coming down the stretch of a tough season and a tough schedule like you have. Coach, congratulations on the victory, and good luck the rest of the way here.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate it.
Well, no problem. Coach Jeff Schaefer, nice enough to come up to the booth after the game as well. Always appreciate chatting with him, as Effingham got the victory 39-35 here over St. Anthony tonight.